What is the difference between CTET, B.Ed, TET and B.El.Ed? Teaching as a profession is an occupational field in education that is directly responsible for the formation of young minds and hearts. The teaching profession becomes a boom as a golden career in the last few years. Many of you have the aim to become teachers as a PRT, TGT, and PGT in various schools. Thus, here we are discussing CTET, TET, B.Ed, and B.El.Ed can help you to fulfill your objectives. Number 1, Central Teacher Eligibility Test CTET. It is an eligibility test conducted by the Central Board of Secondary Education CBSE twice a year. Those aspiring to be teachers in government schools can get jobs in all centrally run government schools such as Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan KVS, Navodaya Samiti NVS through the CTET exam. Features of CTET. Number 1, CTET is conducted by CBSE on behalf of the central government. CTET notification is released twice every year. There is no upper age limit to apply for the CTET exam. Through CTET, candidates can secure teaching jobs in centrally run government schools. All candidates qualifying CTET exam are issued an eligibility certificate which is valid for 7 years. Number 2, Teacher Eligibility Test TET or STET. TETs are conducted at the state level by governments of different states. Through TET, candidates can secure teaching jobs in government schools run by state governments only. Features of TETs. There are conducted TETs are conducted by the education boards of different state governments. TET notifications are released as per the vacancies available in the state government schools. For TETs, different state governments might have different age criteria. Through TETs, candidates can secure teaching jobs in the respective state-run government schools. All candidates qualifying for TET exams are issued eligibility certificates that are valid typically for 5 years. Some of the popular TETs include Uttar Pradesh Teacher Eligibility Test UP-TET, Haryana Teacher Eligibility Test HTET, Rajasthan Eligibility Examination for Teachers REET, Himachal Pradesh Teacher Eligibility Test HB-TET, Uttarakhand Teacher Eligibility Test UTET, West Bengal Teacher Eligibility Test WB-TET, Tripura Teacher Eligibility Test TTET, and many more. Bachelor of Education B.Ed. B.Ed is the bachelor's degree undertaken to take up teaching as a profession. The B.Ed course duration is typically 2 years. Candidates can pursue B.Ed in distance education as well as regular mode. Features of B.Ed. Candidates need to have completed their graduation in any stream, that is arts, science or commerce, to fulfill B.Ed eligibility criteria. For B.Ed admissions in a majority of colleges there is no age bar. However, the admission process of some B.Ed colleges require candidates to be a minimum of 19 years of age. On completing a Bachelor of Education, aspirants can become teachers at the primary, secondary and senior secondary levels in school. Candidates with a B.Ed degree can apply for jobs at all government and private schools in India. To be hired as an assistant professor or professor at the college or university level, candidates need to appear for teacher eligibility tests like CTET, APTET, TSTET, or UGC NET. Bachelor of Elementary Education B.El.Ed. It is an undergraduate bachelor's degree course with a 4-year duration. The course trains candidates to deal with children from 6 to 12 years. The training encompasses a set of support services and instructions for children with learning disabilities and individually designed programs to meet their learning needs. Short attention spans and varied personalities and values. Feature of B.El.Ed. The eligibility criteria for B.El.Ed is 10 plus 2 with at least 50% marks as well as have scored minimum pass marks in each of the 4 subjects. The general age limit for the course is 15 to 17 years. This might vary from state to state and institute to institute. Admission is provided based on relevant entrance tests conducted on state and national levels, followed by a round of counseling that includes group discussions and personal interviews. B.El.Ed graduates are eligible to take up the role of an elementary level teacher at relevant academic institutes. They have a vast amount of opportunities to pick from as they are eligible to apply for both government and private sectors.